the thing that I love is that you could pick a random person and they could look like whatever they look like and they could sound like whatever they sound like and do whatever they do and care about whatever they care about, and they can make a positive difference. And that's what this week is about for me. It's about showcasing the diversity of the types of people that make an impact, specifically here in the Bay Area.
So I made it to San Francisco, and I have a little task to do before Eric gets here in about an hour. I have 2 cards that I need to fill out. One is for Eric's birthday, which was a couple of days ago, and this one is for Father's Day for my dad, who passed away almost 2.5 years ago. Portly bag. Oh wow.
So Eric, why did you come to San Francisco?
Yeah, this is our first project together.
The first time that we probably met each other was freshman year at Seton Hall Prep. You were the guy selling candy, and I was the guy who was eating way too much candy at that point. If I had to give an explanation of 20s and change, it's, not just interviewing people in their 20s, but we're here interviewing people who are in their 20s who are making an impact, but also people who've been there. We have a long list of people that were said to meet. Some of the issues that we'll be touching on this week for 20s and Change. Definitely homelessness, race and equity, technology, engineering and design, animal rights.
And why do you think diversity is so important? Do you feel like it's not happening enough already?
Over the last 5 years, I've spent a lot of time in the social impact field. I live in Washington, D.C. That's like the epicenter of so much of that activity. You start to see the types of people that are there, that are invited as speakers, that are showcased and celebrated, whether that's at conferences and events, on Capitol Hill, in the news and media. The thing that's frustrating to me is that oftentimes I'll enter the room where it's like I'm the only one of me in the room. And I know that shouldn't be the way it is, because there are people who look like me, who are like me, who are making a difference, and their difference isn't celebrated, their difference is overlooked. I want to put the spotlight on that. You need to be able to see examples of people who look like you and who are like you and who remind you of yourself to follow in their footsteps. In your eyes, why do you think San Francisco is the place?
I think Design Week's a good backdrop to show up, because my understanding from the week is that design's a pretty broad scope, and what makes the concept of 20-year-olds very relevant is because we're at the base of developing a lot of brand new stuff and also inheriting a lot of older systems. And so I think, especially being someone living with type 1 diabetes, I'm seeing constant change. Silicon Valley ends up in the news so often, and so if you're interested in social impact, I think you can come into, because this is the heart of where so much is happening.
There's a deeper why that I want to get to with the people we talk with this week. For me, it's probably my biggest why is the loss of my dad, and it's just one, understanding that we all only have one life to live, but also through that experience of losing my dad, that's what pushed me to actually start interviewing people and start connecting. But for my very first interview, the phrase that I ended with was keep impacting. Keep impacting to me means to persevere and push through like all of the crap that comes up, to live life in spite of or even because of all the things that are working against you. When it comes to making an impact, because you are making an impact with Die Badass, what is the identity that you see yourself bringing to the table?
Chronic illness, which also ties into invisible diseases, is because you look at me and assume everything's okay. And I think that's what a lot of social work is about, is highlighting those things that people don't see or addressing them in a better way and like making new solutions around them.
You say that with a smile on your face. Like, where does that come from?
Part of it is the base of my personality. Unfortunately, living with diabetes across the country and around the world is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, no country is doing a good job, no medical world is doing a good job, and we have so much peer-to-peer support that's only growing.
Yeah.
And every time you like question why you're in it, like someone will send me a message of saying, oh, I had a doctor who told me I can't do XYZ. But I think even like last night, like
Yeah.
literally leaving the room,
Oh my god. Yeah.
going to the bathroom and realizing all of a sudden, like, for whatever reason, if it's a super low blood sugar or whatever, but like realizing for the first time ever after having this disease for 10 years, like I'm about to pass out and I know Matt's in the other room, and that's the reminder of like, yeah, this isn't like a disease that is taken lightly. Like, people die from this all the time. And I think why you do social impact is just to, when they become identified, whatever that identification is that they know they have a positive outlook and like the best solutions possible.
Keep impacting.
Cheers to that. That's why I showed up.
Is that why you showed up?
Yeah.